Your medical doctor is not an expert in exercise. Despite it being well understood that exercise is the most powerful tool to improve your health, guess how many courses in exercise science your doctor likely received in medical school? If you guessed 0, you would be 100% correct. In the United States, there is no federal requirement for medical schools to teach a single exercise or nutrition science course. As a result, medical doctors receive little to no training in these areas. Now, if you have a broken bone, or are experiencing severe chest pains, or have another acute medical condition, consulting a medical doctor is absolutely the right expert. If, however, you want to know how to utilize exercise to optimize your health and longevity by building strength, burning fat, lowering your blood sugar, improving your metabolic health, then consider consulting an experienced exercise scientist, or simply continue watching this channel. Here are the 2 biggest lies most commonly told by doctors, and the truth about how you can utilize exercise to improve your health and longevity so that you feel like $1,000,000 as you age. Throughout my career as a health and fitness coach, I have trained several medical doctors, and every single one of them has been kind, caring, and extremely intelligent. But despite all that, they also believe a couple of very common myths that are extremely dangerous when it comes to how exercise affects your health. Myths that we are going to bust right now. Myth number 1 is if an exercise hurts, you should simply stop doing it. I can't tell you how many times I've heard this throughout my career. A client will tell me that their knees hurt when they squat, so their doctor told them to stop squatting. Their knees hurt when they run, so their doctor told them to stop running. Now, at first blush, this seems like relatively reasonable advice. If a certain thing is causing pain, you should stop doing that certain thing. The problem with this belief is if you cannot squat without pain today in your 40s or 50s, and you stop squatting altogether, how do you think you're going to get up and off of the toilet in your 60s, 70s, and 80s without needing help? Getting up and down off the toilet is a movement that looks an awful lot like a squat, doesn't it? And if we don't have sufficient strength and mobility to perform a squat when we're in our 40s and 50s, we are going to lose that ability to perform that movement altogether as we age. So what is the better advice here? If your knees are hurting you when you squat, you need to find a version of the squat that you can perform and train that doesn't cause pain. This may require you to be holding onto something while you squat. That is the form of the squat that you are going to train. Multiple repetitions, multiple sets, at least once or twice a week to build the strength and the movement capacity to perform that movement. After sufficient time of training that assisted squat that you perform while holding onto something, you will improve your strength and movement ability to take the next step, to stop holding on, to remove the assistance, and to be able to perform a squat with your entire body weight. That'll become the form of the squat that you will train until you've improved your strength and movement capacity to the point where you are able to take the next step, which would be loading that squat with weight. This is fundamentally how exercise science works. For every movement pattern, for every particular exercise, there are ways to make it easier and there are ways to make it harder, depending on the fitness level and physical health of the individual performing that exercise. Over time, you want to train the version of the exercise that is going to improve your strength and movement capacity. Now, there are a number of fundamental human movements that we want to maintain the ability to perform as we age if we want to maintain a high quality of life. There are none of these fundamental movements that should be just completely written off. And walking, running, squatting, lunging, pushing, pulling, all of these basic human movements are requirements to live a high quality of life as we age, and we want to train every single one of them. We do not want to avoid those exercises that might cause us some degree of pain. We want to find the version of that exercise that we can perform and train without causing pain. Now, the sad reality for so many of us living in Western society is that as we age, we tend to lose our ability to perform certain movements. Now, I cannot stress this enough, that no matter where you currently are today, no matter what your abilities or limitations currently are, you can improve. While the majority of the clients that I work with are middle-aged, I've worked with a number of clients in their 60s and 70s and 80s over the years, and every single one of them has been able to get stronger. Every single one of them has been able to improve their ability to move. Now, if you have noticed that you've lost some of your movement capacity as you've aged and are looking for a good place to start, I do have a free 7-day mobility reset available, and you can find the link to that in the pinned comment below. Exercise myth number 2 is that cardio is king. Whether it's running, biking, or swimming, all these forms of exercise will improve the health of your cardiovascular system, but unfortunately they do little else to improve your overall health and longevity. Running makes you better at running. Biking makes you better at biking. And swimming makes you better at swimming. But unfortunately, none of these exercises do much else to maximize the quality of your life and improve your overall health. While doing this sort of endurance training does improve the health of your cardiovascular system, there are a number of downsides to doing this cardio-only form of training. I have a video that goes into greater detail of all of the risks and downsides associated with doing cardio only, and you can find a link to that video right here. But briefly, focusing on cardiovascular exercise or endurance training only actually has negative consequences for your strength and muscle mass and your mobility and flexibility. The truth is, there is no one form of exercise that is best. If there is, it's probably strength training though. The truth is that improving our flexibility, mobility, balance, stability, strength, speed, power, and endurance are all crucial if we want to maximize our health and longevity and live the highest quality lives possible. In summary, medical doctors are invaluable for their ability to diagnose and treat acute medical conditions. However, they receive little to no training in exercise science, and therefore do not give the best advice when it comes to exercise. Sadly, some of their advice can actually be dangerous. To improve your health, exercise is more powerful than any drug. Unfortunately, this is a concept that few doctors fully understand or appreciate. To utilize exercise to transform your body and your health, it is critically important that you use the right tool for the job, the right exercise for your body and for your goals. There are no bad exercises. Specific exercises simply yield specific results. If you want to know how and when to use exercise to improve your health and longevity, consider consulting an experienced exercise scientist and make sure to subscribe to this channel for more tips to help you live longer and live stronger. And I'll see you in the next video.